let us learn about the fossil fuels. To begin with, let us study about coal. As I already told you, coal is an example for exhaustible natural resources. Coal is available only in limited amount. Coal is available only in certain places. And this coal is actually formed from the remaining pieces of plants which lived in the past. Therefore, coal is an example for fossil fuel. And coal is very hard like a stone and it is black in color. See, this picture you can see the coal, which is very hard and it is something like very black color substance. Let us see how the coal formation took place. See, around 300 million years back, it is believed that the forest, the plants were removed and they were buried inside the soil because of some natural calamities like earthquake, landslide, etc. Because of these natural calamities, the plants or the forest were buried under the soil. Because of the greater pressure of the soil and high temperature, what happened? These buried plants were gradually decayed and they are gradually changed into coal under high pressure and temperature. Because of high pressure and high temperature of the soil layer, okay, these forests or these plants were very gradually, it took millions of years, very slowly it changed into coal. The coal is actually nothing but carbon. Therefore, this process of formation of coal from these plants over millions of years is known as carbonization. So, under high pressure and high temperature, these plant remainings gradually formed the coal, that is carbon. Therefore, this process is called carbonization. When coal is processed, it will produce three important or three useful products. They are coke, coal tar and coal gas. So coke, coal tar and coal gas are the three major products which are formed as a result of processing of coal. Now let us see one by one. First one is coke. See, this is the picture of coke. Coke is a black substance which is porous, having lot of small pores on it. So coke is a tough, porous black substance, and coke is the pure form of carbon. I already told you, coal is carbon. In coal, the subproduct, the byproduct, coke is the pure form of carbon, and this coke is utilized or used in the manufacture of steel, as well as it is used in the extraction of metal. What do you mean by extraction of metals? Extraction of metals means the metal production from their ores. There are metallic rocks. From the metallic rocks, by different process, the metals are separated. So the separation of metals from their ores is known as extraction. For this extraction process, coke is used. So which are the two uses of coke? The first one, coke is used in the manufacture of steel, and the second one, coal is used in the extraction of metals. Which is the pure form of carbon? Coke is the pure form of carbon. And next let us study about coal tar. See, coal tar is a black thick liquid with an unpleasant smell, which is the byproduct of coal. See, coal tar, though it is unpleasant and black, this coal tar is used for producing more than 200 different substances. More than 200 different products are made out of coal tar. See, coal tar is used in the production of different dyes. Coal tar is used in the production of different medicines, drugs. It is used in explosives. It is used in the production of perfumes. See, though it is having unpleasant smell, the coal tar is used for the production of good perfumes. Okay, many things are paint, varnishes, okay, are produced by using coal tar. See, the whitish tablet-like substance, naphthalene balls. The naphthalene balls are used as a moth repellent in our home. Even naphthalene balls are used in our toilets and wash basin and all. These naphthalene balls are actually, the white colored naphthalene balls are actually produced from the black thick liquid called coal tar. So coal tar is a very usable substance which is used for the production of more than 200 substances. And next one is coal gas. See, coal gas is actually produced during the conversion of coal into coke. During the processing of coal to get the coke, a gas is coming out. That gas is known as the coal gas, and it is used as a fuel. The main use of coal gas is the fuel. Okay, so now we learn about the three byproducts which we are getting from coal. Which are they? Coke, coal tar and coal gas. Okay, this coal is a fossil fuel. Why these are called fossil fuel? Because we know that this coal is formed from the plant debris over millions of years. Therefore, it is a fossil fuel. And the next fossil fuel or the next exhaustible resource we have to study about is petroleum. Petroleum is known as the crude oil. It is known as the black gold or liquid gold. Okay. See, petroleum is actually formed from sea. The same method how we got coal on land, the same way the petroleum is formed from petroleum wells which are mainly present in the seas. Let us see how the petroleum was formed. See, same like during 300 million years ago, because of some natural calamities like earthquake or tsunami in the seas, the animals, the plants and animals present in the sea are covered by the soil in the bottom of the sea, okay, by the soil, the sand particles, and over millions of years these organisms are gradually converted into petroleum because of high pressure and high temperature, okay, over this debris which was covered by this clay or soil particles. Because of the high pressure created by the soil particles over the these organisms very slowly, by taking millions of years, gradually converted into petroleum. Petroleum is nothing but crude oil. What do you mean by crude oil? Crude oil is actually impure form of oil. It's a mixture of petrol, diesel, kerosene, LPG. Everything is mixed together and it is impure. If you want to get petrol, diesel, etc., we need to purify this petroleum or crude oil. After purification or refining only we will get different products. Okay. So what do you mean by refining of petroleum? See, as I already told you, petroleum or crude oil is an impure form of oil which is dark liquid. It's a dark oily liquid which is impure form. Okay, petroleum or crude oil is an impure form of oil with an unpleasant smell. Okay, it consists of different constituents. The different constituents which formed out are petrol, diesel and so on. So the process of purifying and separating various constituents of crude oil or petroleum is known as refining of petroleum. See, the petroleum refining is done in the petroleum refineries. See this picture. This picture is of petroleum refinery. What is the function of petroleum refinery? In petroleum refineries, the refining of petroleum. Refining means what? Making it fine, making it pure. Why? Because petroleum is impure. So the process of purifying and separating the various constituents of petroleum or crude oil is known as refining of petroleum, and it is done in petroleum refineries. Okay. When petroleum is refined, it produces different constituents. Now let us see the different constituents of petroleum which are formed after refining and their uses. See, during petroleum refining, the first product formed out is LPG. LPG is liquefied petroleum gas. You know, the cooking gas that we are using in our home. Okay, that is one of the constituent produced out of crude oil or petroleum, LPG. What is the use of LPG? It is used as a domestic fuel as well as an industrial fuel. This fuel is used in industries. And the next constituent you see, petrol. You know, petrol is used as fuel for vehicle, and it is also used as a solvent in dry cleaning of our clothes. In dry cleaning, petrol is used. Next constituent which is coming out is kerosene. You know, kerosene is a domestic fuel and it is also used as a fuel in jet aircraft. Okay, in jet aircraft, kerosene is used as a fuel. And the next constituent is diesel. You know, diesel is used as a fuel in big vehicles. Okay, heavy vehicles, diesel is used as a fuel in buses, trains and in tractors. This diesel is used as a fuel. Okay, and next one, lubricants, that is grease. Okay, you know that grease and are used for lubricating. Lubricating means we use in machineries, in cycle chain, bike chains and in car and all we use grease for lubricating in order to reduce friction. What do you mean by lubricating oil? Anything which reduce friction are called lubricating substance. So for lubrication, the grease is used. And another one is paraffin wax. Okay, the paraffin wax is also produced out of petroleum during refining. This wax is used for making candles, ointments, Vaseline, etc. And at last, the last byproduct, the last product which is obtained during refining of petroleum is bitumen. Okay, this bitumen is used for surfacing the roads. Okay, for making roads we use bitumen, and it is also a chief constituent of making paint. So which are the different constituents? First one is LPG, next one is petrol, third one is kerosene, fourth diesel, fifth lubricating oil, sixth paraffin wax, and the last one is what? Bitumen. What is the use of bitumen? Bitumen is used for making roads, and it is also used for making paints. Okay, so these are the different products and their uses which are obtained after refining of petroleum. Okay, now another fossil fuel is the natural gas. Okay, see, the natural gas mainly consists of a hydrocarbon called methane. When this natural gas is compressed at high pressure, when the natural gas is compressed at high pressure, then we will get compressed natural gas, that is CNG, compressed natural gas. How you are getting compressed natural gas? When the natural gas is compressed at high temperature and pressure, it produces compressed natural gas, that is called CNG. See, CNG is the very less polluting and cleaner fuel. Most of the fuels, petrol, diesel, kerosene, when it is burned, it releases lot of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. That leads to atmospheric pollution, and that leads to acid rain, global warming and all. But compared to all those fossil fuels, the CNG is the cleaner fuel or less polluting fuel. See, in Delhi, the Delhi government is using the CNG for most of their transport vehicles. Okay, Delhi is one of the most polluted cities. In order to reduce the pollution level, nowadays they are using the CNG as the fuel in most of the vehicles. See, in Vadodara in Gujarat, there are CNG pipelines are there. Even in some part of Delhi, CNG network of pipelines are there, through which the CNG is supplied to each home for their domestic use. Okay. So CNG is an example for the cleaner fuel or less polluting fuel. Now we are almost reached to the last part of the chapter. But see here, it is very important, you have to listen carefully. The coal and petroleum, as I already told you, this is an exhaustible natural resource. Why coal and petroleum are exhaustible? Because they are available only in limited quantity. They are formed from fossils. Only limited amount of coal and petroleum are there. Soon they will be exhausted. It will be completed. Okay. Within few years, within few hundred years, this coal and petroleum will be exhausted. Okay. And the use of coal and petroleum we should minimize. Why? As I already mentioned, during the burning of coal and petroleum, lot of carbon dioxide is released out. This carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Okay, it leads to what you call global warming. And also it will pollute our atmosphere with carbon dioxide that leads to acid rain. Because of this reason, we must limit the use of coal and petroleum. Okay, we must reduce the use of coal and petroleum. Why we must reduce the use of coal and petroleum? The first thing is that it is an exhaustible natural resource, which is available only in limited quantity. The second reason, by burning coal and petroleum, it releases lot of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that leads to global warming, which is the third reason. Carbon dioxide pollute our air and that leads to acid rain. Because of this reason, we must reduce the use of coal and petroleum. Okay. See, in our country, there is an agency known as PCRA. PCRA, the full form is Petroleum Conservation and Research Association. What is the full form of PCRA? Petroleum Conservation and Research Association. See, this agency is doing a lot of research work on these fossil fuels. And they are advising the drivers, in order to save petrol and diesel, the drivers have to follow certain points. What are these points advised by PCRA? See, 1. Drive at constant speed. Don't drive very slowly or don't drive with a very high speed. We have to always drive the vehicle in constant speed so that we can save a lot of petrol and diesel. And next one, always switch off the engine if you are stopping in traffic signals, or if you are just stopping in somewhere to talk with somebody. Just off the engine. Otherwise what happens? Unnecessarily the fuel will be burned and it will be wasted. Okay, so whenever you are stopping the vehicles, try to stop the engine so that the petrol and diesel can be conserved or saved. And the third advice is that ensure correct tire pressure. Okay, we have to check the tire pressure. When the tire pressure is very less, then the friction will be more and the use of fuel will be more. So by checking the exact tire pressure, we can save petrol and diesel. And lastly, we have to regularly maintain the vehicle. Regular maintenance of vehicle is very important to save petrol. So what are the 4 advices of PCRA? The first one is drive at constant speed. Okay. Then switch off the engine when you are in traffic signal or when you are in some other, for example, if you are stopping for some other needs, if you are stopping the vehicles, try to switch off the engine. And the next one, ensure that the wheels are having the correct tire pressure, correct pressure, and regularly maintain the vehicles. These are the 4 formulas or 4 advices given by PCRA in order to save or conserve petrol and diesel. Hope you understood this lesson. Okay, thank you.